y'all doing? I found my old antenna that I used to do with satellites. I used to get AO50 with this old thing. It's a dual bander, and I'll tell you how it works in a little bit. It's pretty unique. What we're listening to, a couple people talking on the repeater there. I'm gonna switch over to reverse. I know this one fella, and I know he's that way. So if I point it that way, you can hear it. Now there's some interference. It's probably from my router. I think it's I already know that, but
yeah, you hear about kids with eye injuries.
There you go. That's on the reverse. That's from his house. He's probably 10, 15, maybe 20 more miles away. And at least 10 in a straight line. There we go. And if I turn around here, you can hear it that way. This way you cannot. You know why? That's what it's supposed to do. There's a lot of gain, a lot of forward energy going that way, and that's the right idea. That's what you want. It's not going that way. It's going that way, and it's just something I kind of came up with. It works. I don't know why. I'll explain that in just a second. But it works great. It works absolutely fabulous. I've talked to so many satellites. Well, there ain't but so many satellites, but I've talked to a few satellites many, many times. And you can see me out here standing here doing this number. I mean, this thing, I made it out of a piece of wood. I got an old antenna, TV antenna, Channel Master or something, and I got these 3/8 aluminum rods off of it. They're all one full length. You know, this is one, this is connected, both sides. It's not split or anything. And that one and that one. This one, the driven element is split. And if you'll see how I got them connected, if you can see that, I drilled a hole in the wooden rod, in the stick. And I'll show you the measurements and all that. I just measured it and wrote it all down. And I just drilled a hole in it, a nice snug hole, and I kind of jammed it in there. Took me a little twisting, but I got it in there, and I just did a little cross with some black tape. It's been like this for 4 or 5 years. It's been out here in the yard, leaning up against the shop, you know, coax and all. And I'm going to show you the SWR too on the meter. Right here, you can see it's all kind of, I think it's even broken right there, but that's part of the game, isn't it? Right here is where the driven element is. It comes up, it's RG8 Mini. I think I got this from a truck stop, piece of 12-foot, cut it in half or something like that. I did have to do some clipping on the coax because that's sort of part of the resonant system. But all it really is, I got the zip straps, and I took that coax shield and I ran it right over here, put a zip tie on it, got it real tight and clipped it off. Same thing on this side. I tried to solder it, it didn't work. So you make a connection, and that's the way it is. And it's been sitting out here, it's weathered, I'm sure it's corroded, without a doubt in there. I haven't taken it apart to look, but it don't matter, it works great, and I'm going to show you that. What this is split. This is 2 separate sections. What I did was, I got the length that I needed it to be, and I laid it out, and I just kind of clamped it to the table so it would stay there. And I measured how much I didn't need in the middle, and I just cut that piece out right there. And I found a pen, an old writing pen. It was in the shop on the floor somewhere or something. Cut the end off of it, pop the end out of it, and it slid perfectly in the end of this 3/8 rod. So I cut a piece about that long, and it might be the whole pin in there, I don't remember. I've made a few of these. But I put that pin in there, and I just jammed it on that side, and I jammed it on that side, and I taped it up, did the zip ties on the coax ends, zip tied it, taped it up, and that's the way it's been, and it works fantastic. fantastic. You wouldn't believe it. If I try to hit a satellite, what I use this FT50. Old timey, big, wide, fat FT50. But for the receiver, oh man, you can't beat it. Now we got some interference here. This is a repeater here.
Anyway, yeah, there was
it's
some
that
of those
way.
things, memories from way
Straight
back.
that way. Yep. Well, you're gonna be able to hear that repeater all the way around. But that's not where we're going at. I am in Chester County, South Carolina, and I believe. Let's see, we can do. Yeah. W4BFB's repeater is that away. It's 45, 40, 50 miles or so that way. Which, hey, I mean, I can do that with a handheld, but you just have to take my word for it. It's not full scale. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this camera around so you can see what's going on here, and I'll be right back. All right, you're back. Cool. All right. So what we got is 2m 440 and a little bit of public service VHF, and a few of them I made were good on GMRS and FRS as well. This one is not, but it really just depends on how you make it, and there's no rhyme or reason to it as far as I know. I just know that some of them are resonant on 462, and some of them are resonant on 467 as well, as long as also 440 to 446, 430. This one's resonant 430 to 448, really good, and 140 to 153. So it's super wide, and I was really happy and surprised. Really happy and surprised that came out that way. But a little adapter here, got off of Amazon. I'll put a link on for them adapters. You know, some of those adapters you find are just cheap, and they're not made out of real metal and stuff. But I found some. If I can find the link, now I hope I don't put the wrong one on there. I'll send you a link for a cheap adapter. But anyway, adapters are adapters when it comes to adapters sometimes. Alright, cool. What we got here, I'm going to stand up and see if we can see. Can you see that? I'm going to kind of prop it here on my belly. I'm going to hold the antenna out. See right about here, be good. Alright, so this is, we're at 158 megahertz now. SWR about 1.9. I'm going to go down. 55, 155's 1.7, 1.4 at 150. Here's 148, we got 1.2. 144, 1.2. It's pretty flat. 146 is 1.1. Making sure you can see that. Oh yeah, alright. We're going down. 143, 1.3, 140. 1.6. Then it starts climbing up real rapidly right there. 139 is right at 2. So that is VHF, and I'm going to kind of run it through here so you can see. Where am I at? There we go. So you can see. I'm not trying to fool anybody. I don't know why you'd think that anyway. People. You know you love me. Alright, here's the 440 side. We'll get where we can see. There we go. And I hope it's focusing. I can't really see the camera, so. Let's see, there's 418 megahertz. We got 1.5. Now this is the thing. We're going to talk about this in just a minute. There's an ant crawling on my... Get off my meter, boy. What's wrong with you? 425, 1.4, 1.3, 1.2, 438, 440, 1.2, 443, 1.1, 445, 1.1, 446, 1.1, 449, 1.3, 1.8 at 453. There's 450, 1.6, 7, 1.8, 1.9 at 453, 2.0 at 454. And I'm going up just to look. Because sometimes it'll go up, it'll come back down. No, it's more than 5. Okay, so that's that. Again, here's the antenna. Not trying to fool you. That's what it is. And I'm fixing to show you about it a little bit. That's one of the things we say down here in Chester, South Carolina. Alright, I wrote these down. Can you see? Can you see that? You alright? Can you see that? It's like a spooky thing. Woo! Alright, anyway. There you go. Hit pause if you really want to look at it. Click. Alright, you got it? Good. Alright, so I'm going to put the measurements at the end of the video because I got them right here. Maybe I'll do it sideways. You can hit pause, you can make you a copy. What we're going to talk about first of all, how this thing's made, kind of how it works. Let me, I got a selfie stick on an old telescope tripod from when I was a kid. Ingenuity. You adapt. What is it? Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Ain't that what it is? Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it goes. Anyway. Alright. Coax is... It's the one with the clear shield. See that? And I've made some with black shield. I've made some with the belted and the gray shield. Not shield. Insulation. It makes a difference. I don't know why, but it has something to do with the length of it, maybe? I don't know. Anyway. So we got a full piece here. This thing's about 34 inches long. And I wrote it's 34 and a half or something like that in the measurement. I can't have the sun in my eyes. That's crazy. But this is one full piece. This is one full piece. This is one full piece. And this is one full piece. This piece we already kind of talked about. It's 2 pieces. It's 2 pieces. And zip tied the conductors to it. Taped it up. There's a pin. Probably goes from here to here. It fits in there nice and perfectly. That's probably why it's broken, because it's been out here, it's cold out here, and I come up here and I said, oh, it ain't quite right, and I felt it snap. If you just saw it work, whatever. It's fine. Fine. You don't have to spend $300 on an antenna. You know how much I spent on this one? I don't remember. But I got an old junk antenna from the backyard. Piece of coax I had probably from a CB or something. Got duct tape, black tape here, and sorry about that, my paper's about blew away. Yeah, so one whole piece, one whole piece, one whole piece, one whole piece. 2 separate pieces. There's a pin in the middle, zip tied, taped up, and that's pretty much the antenna itself. This is 3/4 by 1.5 inches. I don't know if I had it like an old piece of molding or something, or if I actually cut it out of looks like I cut it out of a 2x4. But it just is whatever it is. I had some that were 2x2. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What matters is the way this works. And the way this works is the cool part. Alright, this is a VHF 2-element antenna. Okay, see that? 2 elements, VHF. Reflector, driven element. Let's just say center shield conductor. And it is approximately so close to this. And this is 3 elements on 400 megahertz. But it is so close to this that the wave don't take this like I really know how it works. but from what I understand, the wave goes here. Okay, and if you're a ham, you kind of know what I'm talking about. The wave's kind of like this, right? This one is close enough to this that it can be somewhat resonant off of this antenna. So these two kind of work together, even though this one is not connected to the coax or the shield. Somehow it works with it. Okay, and when this one works with it, then all of a sudden these two work with it. So, and it's called an open sleeve dipole. This right here, these two together, it's all messed up. These two together, if you'll Google, look up open sleeve dipole, you'll find this and you'll see how it works, and you can read about it. It's been a long time. I don't remember exactly. I kind of know, but I kind of can't really explain all that. But I can tell you that it does work. It's really cool. It's a really cool concept. The pattern, radiation pattern, is a little weird, a little different, but it works. And see, my problem was I didn't want to buy a duplexer. I didn't want to spend $50 on a duplexer, so I didn't. I found this design here, and I found somebody that had made one of these, and it was got awful long all the way to the sky. I mean, it was huge, and I couldn't hold it. So, and it wasn't. I couldn't get it resonant. So what I did was I just trimmed and cut and moved stuff around. I laid it down. I clamped it to a picnic table, and I had these, and they were balanced on top of the wood here. And I just kind of moved them back and forth. I let go. I looked at the meter, moved them back and forth. It took a while. It took a good long while, but that's how I did it, and it worked. That's kind of how it ended up the way it is, and it works. I don't know what else to say about it, except for if you got time, you should try to build one. Kind of show you what this is here. Can you see? Can you see? All right. All right. So what we got here is a whole lot of sunshine. 3/4 and 1/2 inches long on the wood. That don't really matter. It doesn't really matter at all. It's however long you want it to be. Aside for I call this tip of the wood here, I call that the 0. See there, that's 0. This first element is 2 inches, and it says here, distance from 0. This first element is 2 inches from 0. The second element, now these are on center, 4.5 from 0. This third one here, the split element with the pin in the middle, 5 5/8 from the 0. Goes on down. This one's 11, and this one's 20 1/8. All right, this one's 11. This one's 20 1/8. They are 40 3/8 inches long, 13 1/16 inches long, 35 3/4 here, and now 11 7/8 for the open sleeve one, 11 9/16 for the top one. And it says length of rod, and that's these. Alright, the coax is RG8X, and it's 52 to 53 inches. Now that means something, because I put a short piece of coax, same coax. Could have been the connector, could have been the way I connected it. Don't know. It didn't work. And I've done that several different times, longer pieces of coax. It wasn't the same. So 52, 53 inches is kind of the sweet spot for that. And if somebody's watching that really knows in their mind how these waves work, you'll probably understand that. 5/8 by 1/2 inch wood. We already talked about that. 34 inches long. 3/8 aluminum rod. So it says that up there. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna move out of the way so you can take a screenshot. You can hit pause You can write it down. Let me get my thumb out of the way. The wind's blowing. Alright, so that's right there. You can hit pause now if you really want to look at it. Take a screenshot. That's that. It works great. So we got that and this and the little connector. I think that's probably the only thing I actually bought for this project. Bought. Oh, the way we talk down here. Anyway, I think that's the only thing I purchased, because I was like, well, I can't hook it to my radio. Blah, 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 blah. I did use it on the mobile for a long time. Hook it up to the mobile. Now I say that the length of that coax matters. I don't know for sure that it does. I just know that once or twice I tried something longer or something shorter and it didn't work for me. I don't know. It could have been something I did. Probably was something that I did. KG4NWE. Okay. Well, I'm gonna see if Uptown boys are uptown today. KG4NWE portable. Oh well. They don't like talking to me. I talk to them all day long. Sometimes I talk to myself half the day. Get on the nerves. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll put links down there for different stuff, whatever. Have a good one.